Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. How the frig did I eat this way every day? Had a cheat day today and just hit one weight loss deadline for a betting pool, and the next one is as far away as it ever will be, and I had this box of mac and cheese in my cupboard that's been making me anxious, so I had that as my main meal. Then I had some calories left, so I went to Walgreens and got 2 candy bars and ate them while sitting in my car in the parking lot. Later in the evening, I technically had some calories left that I could still eat and be in a deficit. I am very, very fat right now. So I got a small tub of freshly popped Chicago-style popcorn mixed from Pick and Save, and also ate most of it while sitting in my driveway listening to a podcast, bringing me to a total of roughly 2,400 calories for the day. I cannot stress enough that this was not a binge. This was a calculated cheat day where I didn't even have an insane amount of calories, and I feel like crap physically. Mentally, I'm fine with having done this. Gassy all day, uncomfortably full, and the mac and cheese wasn't even that good, and I had zero desire to do this again tomorrow. 1 month ago, this type of behavior represented a normal day, except I also would have finished off the popcorn just because it was there and I was technically allowed to. I may have even congratulated myself for staying under 3,000. I also cannot stress enough how rarely I am hungry these days. I think my diet was just so devoid of nutrients for so long that my body's not even mad about the lower calorie intake. And it's definitely not mad about no longer feeling bloated and gross 24/7. It turns out for me, listening to my body and listening to my cravings are polar opposites. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The human body is a remarkable thing. We can adapt to almost anything. When we build up to chronically overeating over time, that just becomes the body is normal. Diets initially feel jarring. I remember feeling so famished I thought I'd pass out. But once you adjust to the new way of eating, it's hard to go back. God, I wish this was me. I don't think I've ever got to the stage where eating how I used to eat makes me feel sick. I still just enjoy the hell out of it. That being said, I do have a stomach made of cast iron. I ordered Indian yesterday. The place I order from gives pretty big portions, and Indian is my weakness. I totally told myself I'm allowed to do this, as I'm doing great and I really just don't want to pay attention that night. So I went ham. Now, the order I had used to be my regular fat order. Way too many calories and can absolutely be split up, but I couldn't resist, it was too yummy. So what I learned is that Indian is still a really big weakness, and I haven't learned how to control that yet. And that's something I used to be able to finish and sleep so well after, now physically hurt once it settled in my stomach. I sat there overly full thinking, wow, well I still just devoured that too fast. It was actually too much for me when I used to just cut the cake on my cravings. And while I messed up a bit too much last night, I did learn something, so I took it as a very small win after a big fail. All that to say, I feel like I can relate to this title. How the frig did I used to eat like that every day? Heads up, you will still be hungry tomorrow. If you have leftover popcorn, you might say to yourself, I may as well finish it instead of throwing it away. And you might be tempted to skip your walk and eat some more and restart your diet on Monday. I did this more times than I can count. Wishing you strength. I'm happy for you. This is a big deal to mentally make the decision in your brain that eating like garbage isn't worth it. Getting good habits now will help tremendously when you are at your goal weight. I lost a bunch of weight, 85 pounds, and then maintained for 8 months. Then I started incorporating cheat meals, and then one cheat meal turned into 2, and all of a sudden I was up 20 pounds in a month. COVID hit, and I gained 80 of those 85 pounds back before losing 35 again. Then I took a week off around Christmas and struggled with motivation to get back into a diet. I'm now in the process of dieting all over again, and I'm so mad at myself for not getting back into things when I had gained those original 20 pounds back. It took me 6 months to lose those 85 pounds, and I was wearing 30 to 32 waist jeans and felt great. Make sure that when you start doing a cheat that you are very strict. My plan is to do one every 2 weeks when I get back to where I want to be. It's too easy to string bad meal after bad meal together. Good luck on your journey. You got this. I occasionally had a penchant for terrible foods I enjoyed as a kid. Chicken McNuggets, Hot Pockets, Totino's Pizza, that kind of stuff. In my mind, they have this great nostalgia and they sound delicious, but are obviously terrible for you, so I rarely eat them. Occasionally though, I'll have a cheat, and it's never as good as I think it's gonna be. And then I feel guilty for wasting so many calories on something I didn't even enjoy that much. I feel this. I traded cheat days for occasional guilt-free social eating. I visited my brother who moved a while ago. We ordered in a big meal and I ate my big old burrito, a mountain of chips and salsa, and churros for dessert. Turned out to be like a 4,000 calorie day, and on vacation. I was eating at least that, including all the cervezas. So much better than eating 4,000 calories alone in front of the TV just because I earned it. It's amazing when you come to understand how bad you felt all the time because of the food that you were eating. From experience, I recommend doing everything in your power to keep that epiphany at the forefront of your mind and use it as a motivation not to revert back to those eating habits. It's easier to regress than you think. It's absolutely wild how humans can adjust one way or another and how hard it is to break routines. I was in a similar situation. I used to eat horribly. I'm talking fast food multiple times a day on some days, rarely eating fruits and vegetables, and not being active at all. After a while, I was bored of it and of sitting around the house 24/7, so I started exercising and got back into contact with my RD from high school. Over the next year, I lost 70 pounds. The finals spring semester were particularly rough, which made me kind of deviate from my normal. I also had surgery planned for late June 2021, and my mom was originally going to help me out and cook for me. Unfortunately, the day before my surgery, she went to the ER and had an emergency appendectomy. So we ended up ordering takeout a lot, and we weren't choosing the healthiest options either. My weight didn't really fluctuate, but I felt horrible. My diet wasn't even as bad as prior to starting my weight loss journey, but I still felt physically bad, on top of recovering from the surgery. I'm able to move around more now, so I'm working on eating right again. Already, I'm starting to feel better. I really have a hard time with cheat days, or even special occasion meals that I plan for. When I eat something I normally wouldn't, a cheat meal becomes a 2 to 3 day binge without fail. I've only been at this for a couple of months this time, but I'm starting to think I might need to give it more time before I push the envelope again. Father's Day and the 4th of July were rough in terms of their multi-day effect. The same phenomenon has caused me to give up multiple times in the past. This is another reason I'm glad I don't have cheat meals that much. The portions are so big that one meal turns into 2 or 3. It kind of defeats the purpose of it being a cheat. I always make my cheats fast food or restaurant meals, so that way I don't have 10 meals worth of ingredients hanging out in my house. But my God, they give you so much food. I can't be cheating every day, but I don't want to just throw it out because it's wasteful and I paid a lot of money for it. Sigh. OMG, at my highest weight, I used to eat so much I never realized how much food it was. I used to easily snack on 2 family-sized bags of Lay's chips with 2 store-bought sushi rolls for dinner. For breakfast, I'd have cheese and honey with lots of bread, or eat the previous night's leftovers. For lunch, I'd have stew with 2 to 3 cups of rice, and then in between meals, there was lots of snacking like ice cream, cookies, etc. And this was a normal day of eating. Now I eat eggs and avocado on thin pita for breakfast, or protein pancakes with fruit. Lunch is always a health stew with quinoa and salad, or a nice nutrient-dense salad. My snacks are usually fruit and veggies and homemade hummus or Halo Top ice cream. Dinner is chicken salad or tuna lettuce wraps, always steamed veggies or salad as a side. If I have calories left, I'll have a few pieces of organic acai chocolate balls or a sweet potato cracker. It comes to 1,800 calories. I can't even handle restaurant food like chicken strips, burgers, fries, etc. I always go for the salad option if available. My mood, skin, energy, and stomach have been great, and thank me. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. Starting weight 199 pounds, current weight 130. It was hard, but so worth the journey.